Versace on my wrist, baby, make a wish. You could sell your Rari, but you can't afford my outfit. Versace on my wrist, baby, make a wish. You could sell your Rari, but you can't afford my outfit. Versace on my wrist, baby, make a wish. You could sell your Rari, but you can't afford my outfit. Versace on my wrist, baby, make a wish. You could sell your Rari, but you can't afford my outfit. Make a wish.
You are looking live at Daytona International Speedway, the virtual Daytona qualifying just underway. The final round, round 6 of the LATAM GP Open Summer Championship. I'm Jamie Maudsley at the World Center of Speed, the virtual World Center of Speed, along with my broadcast partner, Jordan Maudsley. And we ready to go here tonight?
Yeah, for sure. A lot of interesting points battles as we go into the last week of action in this summer showdown. Tyler Campbell leads the GTE division with 230 points. Juan Salazar trails by 14. That division's still up for grabs. And in the GT3 class, Martin Walters with 201 points. Christian Sanchez only 6 points back. Going to be an interesting night. Love to see how it all shakes out.
Hey, and our big winner last week when it comes to points was JP Alfonso. He picked up his first career LATAM GP feature win and vaulted from deep in the point standings all the way up into the top 5. So a good night, definitely, for JP Alfonso last week at Nürburgring. And qualifying just underway. Teams will get 2 laps. There you see Artie Mercedes. There's the Florida Flash. Celebrated a birthday earlier this week. Juan Salazar. He is second quick so far. 0.4 of a second behind the provisional pole sitter, Fernando Jaquez. Jaquez, a solid finish here back in the spring. He had that Red Bull Lambo just a humming, and he is on the point so far, as you see. Salazar in the BMW working through the infield portion of the course. And now we see Tyler Campbell out there. Shifty Sim Racer as well, taking to the speedway. Viscaria, third quick. And he is about 20 seconds away from wrapping up lap number 2. So we'll see if Viscaria can climb the ladder. Here's Juan Salazar, one of our championship contenders. And there we see Viscaria. Comes to the line. 141.5. He goes a little bit quicker here on lap 2, but not quick enough to put himself ahead of either Salazar or Jaquez.
Looking at Zachary Sternhagen now. He makes his way to finish up his first lap here. Down the front straightaway and into the tri-oval. See where he slots himself. Christian Sanchez on the point for the GT3 cars so far. And Alex Trebor to the point. Not sure how many times I've said that, but he seems to do it almost every week. He runs a 140.5. Alex Trebor on the top. Fernando Jaquez second. Juan Salazar third. Viscara fourth. James fifth. David Sharp sixth. So far.
Johnny Hot Rod chiming in 7th, so a good run for the Stratford, Ontario driver. And how about Tyler Campbell, third quick? Goes ahead of Salazar. It's Trebor, Jaquez. As you see, Shifty Sim Racer in the GT3 number 21 machine. He slots in 14th overall.
And your points leaders in both divisions are going to be lining up side by side as of now. Tyler Campbell and Salazar obviously separated by 14 points. And Sanchez and Walters have been the class of the field in the GT3s so far.
Tonight, Walters gets to victory lane. He's been competing all season long in that Porsche. He is in championship contention. Okay, we'll see if tonight's the night. Bunch of second place finishes overall in his division, but yet to crack the win column. you're riding aboard with Walters. His second lap.
He's going to have to find about a second and a half.
Not much. I think he only needs about 4/10. Now you're looking at, I believe, Francis Castillo. Oh, sorry, that's Kevin Ayers in the 7 car. Ayers working through the infield course. So Ayers working out of the infield portion of the course through turn 6. Oh, and he loops the Ferrari. And I believe in the racing world, we call that running out of talent. Kevin Ayers in the 7. Doesn't post a lap, so he's going to be going from the back, shotgun Charlie on the field. There's Francis Castillo in the 27 coming to the line. They're quick in his division. They're quick in GT3. Francis Castillo in the Porsche. So Walter second quick, Sanchez quickest.
20 seconds left. Looks like everybody has finished up their laps. Alex Trevor going to take us to the green this evening. Fernando Jacquez outside of the front row. Tyler Campbell and Juan Salazar. Your first and second in points run, third, fourth.
Welcome in our pole sitter, Alex Trevor.
Good evening, guys. How y'all doing?
We're doing pretty good, and you got some unfinished business at this place from the spring.
Yeah, just a bit.
Obviously got a quick car here today. What's going to be the key?
I want to stay out of the points chase because I'm not in it for first or second, but I also don't want to give up more than I can afford. So just try to keep it steady, and if Tyler and Juan need to fight, I'm gonna let them fight.
There you go, Alex Trevor, your pole sitter GTE joining us. And now we'll bring in a guy. Well, we're not going to bring in the fastest qualifier from GT3, but we're going to bring in the guy that I believe qualified 5th quick in the division. But we didn't get to talk to him last week. His first feature win, he tamed the Nürburgring. JP Alfonso, welcome, my friend. Tell us about that win last week.
Hey, good evening. How you guys doing?
We're good, man. You had a good night last Thursday.
Yeah, I was actually surprised that it turned out to be that way. So
that's a tough place.
Yeah, that's very tough. Actually, when I realized that I was on pole, I told myself, man, I don't want to be here.
You ended up doing the courteous thing. Didn't think you were faster. Let a guy through going into the wooded section early on, but ended up you stayed on the track and did exactly what you had to do there.
Right. I mean, in practice, I cannot manage to keep the car on the track. So pretty much what I did is I memorized the areas that I was losing my rear end and trying to take it easy on those places. So that was pretty much my strategy there.
And obviously here at Daytona, 6th place finish, I believe, back in the spring. I know if it wasn't a top 5, it was close. You got to be excited about returning to the World Center of Speed.
Awesome.
How do you like racing this place?
I like it. My only concern is the traffic. You know, definitely last season we didn't have the GTE, racing with us. So let's see how it goes.
Right on. Pull those belts tight, my friend. Good luck, JP Alfonso. He'll be starting top 5 for the GT3 division. And again, off that big win last week. Trevor Jacquez, Campbell Stout in row 2, James Viscari in row 3, Johnny Hot Rod David Sharp, row 4, Luis Grillo and Raymundo Dominguez in row 5, Ernie Mercedes, Kevin Ayers, row 6. Then you get into the GT3s, Sanchez and Walters, Castillo in there as well. Championship on the line. You got Tavares as well as Shifty Sim Racer, Andrew Hewitt, JPL Broncos, Hector Logan, Jorge Apex, Enriquez, David Barnes, Sporn, and Wastner, if they made the call. Well, we're set to go. Getting set to kick off the Open Summer final round. Round 6. Flags in the air, and off we go.
Out to an early lead, Alex Trevor. He walks
Jaquez,
away with teammate Campbell into 1.
Yeah, Jaquez didn't get a good start from the outside of the front row as Campbell got through as well. It's Trevor, Campbell, Jaquez on the break. Oh, there's one sideways.
That's Salazar. He's around. He gets, he gets through. The top 4 move on. Everybody else stacks up behind them.
I think it was Luis Grillon that got off track there. That's kind of where it started, about in 5th, 6th spot.
Whoever was sideways got destroyed. Only 7 GTE cars made it through that. Trevor, Campbell, Jaquez, Salazar, Sharp, Ayers, and Dominguez. Everybody else has dropped behind the GT3 cars.
Oh,
As we look at these 4, payback potentially. As Vizcarra goes through the grass.
I
Off
believe
the
that
bumper
was,
of the Red Bull car.
yeah, that was Jaquez who sent him for a trip. And a crazy opening lap here at Daytona.
That was the aftermath. Vizcarra getting spun through the grass. So we watch Tyler Campbell now. He hunts teammate Alex Trevor. They run 1-2. Jaquez another 5 car lengths back, and right on his heels, Juan Salazar runs in 4th.
Well, that all started, that first mess, when they went 3 wide coming out of the horseshoe. And there just was not room. And it looks like it was James that made contact with Donnie Hot Rod and started that mess. We got Jaquez sitting 3rd right now on the break. So there you see the turn 1 calamity. James ending up having to tilt. There's Donnie Hot Rod escaping the scene of the crime. Vizcarra, he had to tow as well. So just mass chaos here on lap 1.
Ray Dominguez is picking his way back through the field. He's up to 13th overall. Got a lot of work to do as we finally get the start of it. Watch a whole bunch of carnage on the infield.
Early on into it. And a lot of damaged race cars. Well, here they go 3 wide. And I don't think Anthony James knew they were 3 wide, or he maybe didn't expect Hot Rod to go poking in there. That was a tough place to fit 3 cars wide.
As we watch the front 4 have basically spaced themselves out. Here's Christian Sanchez. He runs 2nd in points, 1st on the track. He's got Castillo right behind him, and then Walters another 4 seconds back.
Some lap 1 craziness has led to some excitement here. There's Sanchez. That was Kevin Ayers. He went by and then blew the corner. So Ayers in the mix of this GT3 championship battle. Kevin Ayers in that Ferrari. That is a GTE car. The student driver paint scheme.
And Sanchez has begun to walk away here. He spaced himself out from Castillo. Thrown Kevin Ayers in between. Sanchez is sitting in a good spot right now.
Sanchez doing what he has to do. He's got to pick up some points on Walters, who has the 6-point advantage. There you see Castillo, second in class right now. So again, Sanchez has got to make up 6 points. He's 2 spots ahead of Walters right now. Shifty Sim Racer, the Mexican, with Donnie York to his outside now. York will go to the outside. Somebody is... Yeah, Don York, one of those cars involved in the accident earlier. He will clear Shifty Sim Racer. I saw some lights flicking behind that. That must be Dominguez coming. There you see Dominguez, so another GTE car coming. Donnie York using the lights flipping him at Alfonso, who will cede way at to the International Horseshoe.
Alfonso having another solid run so far, sits 4th in class. Obviously giving up that spot overall to Donnie Hot Rod.
So Yorkie up in the top 10 right now. We've got GTE cars running 1 through 5. Trevor, Campbell, Jaquez, Salazar, and Sharp. And Salazar now putting the heat on Jaquez for 3rd spot. Looking at Ray Dominguez, the Pennsylvanian driver from Keystone State. Out of turn 6 and back up onto the banking. Dominguez sitting 11th overall right now, 8th in class.
And Juan Salazar just made a pass. He's trying to make the pass on the inside here as we watch live. That's Salazar on the inside of Jaquez. Looks like he's going to complete that pass into turn 1. Fernando Jaquez all over the back bumper of that black BMW.
Trevor's got to go, or Salazar's got to go. He's 14 points behind Campbell. He's got 2 more cars on the hit list right now. Jaquez close through the kink. Then a couple tenths as they head through the second part of the horseshoe. Up on turn 6. Back out onto NASCAR 1. Salazar leading Jaquez. Second night race at Tour this year. We did race under the lights at Sebring. Can't believe it's 6 weeks ago already, Jordan.
Donnie Harrod is making moves. He's gone from 10th all the way up to 8th. We watch Ray Dominguez now. He's filling up the rearview mirrors of Kevin Ayers. Flashing the lights. That car is in the same class as him. Looks like he's going to get the move to the inside because Kevin Ayers drove it into the wall. He stuck it in the tires and he'll tow back to the pits.
A break for Kevin Ayers. And there's Christian Sanchez, your leader, second in points. Here's Kevin Ayers in the left turn only motorsports number 7. I believe, Jordan, this might be on Sternhagen straightaway.
Yeah, he makes his way down Sternhagen straightaway and just doesn't get on the brakes enough. He was worried about flashing the lights and into this wall.
That is what we call firewall deep, my friend.
He'll be retired from this event. Here's Tyler Campbell, your points leader, 2 seconds back from your race leader, Alex Treber. Is putting in time right now. We're 9 minutes into this race. And he's got a 3-second lead on Juan Salazar.
Yeah, keeping the Florida Flash at bay. Salazar still dealing with Jaquez as they come through turn 6 and out onto NASCAR 1. Up onto the banking. Of course, a long history of speed at Daytona Beach, Florida, the Daytona area. They used to hold speed trials on the beach till it became too dangerous and they moved it to the Bonneville Salts Flats. As you see Vizcarra, he gets by Shifty Sim Racer, working his way through the front of the GT3 cars. 1959, Bill France Sr. had a vision, and he built this monstrosity of a 2.5 mile oval a couple miles away from the beach in Daytona. 1960, they started running sports cars on it, and a long history. Back to the days of the Continental 1000, and of course the annual sports car event now, the Rolex 24 of Daytona. And looks like Vizcarra is going to make his way by Tavares. There's Sternhagen in the mix as well. So Tavares and Sternhagen racing for position. And Shifty Sim Racer coming to join the party. Now, how about this? Shifty Sim Racer will make the pass on Sternhagen. He must have got to slow down through the chicane.
Had to have. He definitely did slow down through there as Sim Racer pulled out to about a 2-second lead on Sternhagen. Sternhagen gathering it back up, looking to make another charge.
Sternhagen won an official IMSA race a few weeks ago on iRacing. Got in touch with his inner Maple Leaf and won at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. One of the official races. There he is in the Black Rifle Coffee Lambo. And there's Jaquez, still chasing Salazar. The Floridaites are going.
And Fernando Jaquez earlier in the week did post that he just needed a rabbit to get around this place a little quicker, and I think he picked a pretty good one in Juan Salazar back there, running 3-4 here.
Jaquez, again, a great run here back in the spring series. Now they worked their way off the banking out of the tri-oval into turn 1. And through the S's, leading into the first of the International Horseshoe. A hard right here, back on the throttle out to the curb, and then they come down to this kink. The bravest will take it flat out. Then you get all the way back to driver's left. Get into this other late apex horseshoe. And then through turn 6 and back on to NASCAR 1. As you see, Salazar and Jaquez negotiating the infield section of the Daytona road course.
Jaquez is sticking with Salazar, always keeping it under a second. But Salazar, watching these front two step away, he's 5 seconds back from Trevor, 3.5 back from Campbell. If there was a time he had to go, it's now.
Not really in any danger of losing second spot in the standings in Salazar. The 14 points behind Tyler Campbell, the Seattle Washington driver. It looks like Kevin Ayers has called it a night. Artie Mercedes is also going to be a DNF here this evening. Nick Tavares out as well. As we go back to this Jaquez Salazar battle. And here's a good duel. Sternhagen, he lost it a couple laps ago, going through the tri-oval where he had to serve a what we think was a slowdown penalty from the International Horseshoe, or sorry, from the chicane at the bus stop on the backstretch. Now he has caught Shifty Sim Racer again, and this is for 5th overall in class. Sternhagen, the Iowa driver, long-time season ticket holder in the real world at the Iowa Super Speedway, or Iowa Speedway in Newton, Iowa. Says he's also not too far from Knoxville. They race the sprint cars on Dirt Weekly, and of course the home of the Knoxville Nationals for dirt sprint car racing. They got Luis Grillon sneaking up on their back door right now. He's within 0.6 of a second. Now Grillon is one of those GT3 or GTE cars, so definitely a performance advantage over these two. And you see this? How about Sternhagen getting it done on the outside of Shifty Sim Racer?
I don't think Luis Grullion learned his lesson from the last 3-wide exchange. He tried to take him into the last corner before getting out on the NASCAR backstretch. He gets by both of them on the back straightaway as they make their way into the bus stop.
Yeah, and the 2-car draft on the outside. What's Shifty Sim Racer going to do? Well, they'll quickly get into line, shuffle down single file through the bus stop. You've got the GTE of Grillon out front, and you've got the Lambo GT3 car, 5th place overall in class, Sternhagen. And how about the draft by the Ferrari?
I'm pretty sure Sternhagen took another time penalty in the bus stop there. Cut it a little short exiting.
So tough break for Sternhagen. He's got speed, but he's got to stay on the track. There's Shifty Sim Racer behind Grillon. And this is all going on quite a ways back of your class leader, Sanchez. Sanchez got about a half a track ahead of this battle now. Sanchez, Castillo, Alfonso, and Walters, your top 4 in GT3, and then Shifty Sim Racer, the Mexican driver in the 21 machine, wheeling the prancing horse through the infield section.
We've completed 17 minutes of a scheduled 45 tonight. We watched Christian Sanchez. He has been relatively dominant all season. Between him and Walters, they've led, I'd say, at least 80% of the laps we've run this season. Just so dominant up front, and he leads this race by over 5.5 seconds right now over Castillo.
There you see Sanchez, 6th spot overall. A good run for the GT3 leader right now to sit 6th overall amongst a field of GTE cars. And it doesn't look much like Donnie Hot Rod is peeling him in. He's in the Angelina Motors Racing. There's Donnie Hot Rod. Whoa! Looks like Donnie Hot Rod was wheeling him in. And then he drove it in too deep. So a report of problems with Shifty Sim Racer. There you see Yorkie, all kinds of front wheel locked up.
Back on the track and under power.
And how about Shifty Sim Racer through the bus stop all by himself? That's the reports we're getting from out on the course. He's back up and rolling now, didn't hit anything. But still somehow leading Sternhagen, who must have had a problem, Jordan. There's Sternhagen in the Black Rifle Coffee 88 Lambo. And
Move
here's
back.
Luis Grillion. Yep.
Back up the field, Luis Grillion makes a move to the left side. He'll go past Walters. And he'll pull into 12th overall. 9th in class.
There you see Grillion to the tri-oval. 9 degrees of banking. David Barnes out of Ohio. Right in front of... Barnes right in front of... Looks like he's chasing Anthony James. And it looks like he just went down a lap to your leader, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that is either Trevor Campbell there, working through lap traffic. Let's the lead car go. Waste a couple pylons in the meantime. Anthony James, New England driver.
And that spoiler is bent the wrong way to make lefts. Prove that through turn 1. Handles turn 2 perfectly. He's got it bent to deal with the infield. Anthony James running 17th right now in his GTE car. Got Andrew Hewitt coming down pit road for his scheduled pit stop.
Hewitt's leaving pit road, so we should be we're in the window for sure. Tony Hot Rod's on pit road. There's Jorge Apex. He's made his stop. He's in 20th spot right now.
There's Christian Vicara running 9th currently. He's all over the back bumper of Ray Dominguez. They've been sitting in that back pocket for a while now. They're racing for 6th overall, or 6th in class.
David Sharp having a good run here tonight. He sits 5th. You see this battle for 8th and 9th between Dominguez and Vizcarra.
Vizcarra gets the run, takes a look to the right side. Has the momentum. He's not going to have the position into the bus stop, though. Tries to outbrake him, almost contact. Vizcarra is just going to have to run right through the bus stop. He had nowhere to go. And certainly upset, flashing his lights back at Dominguez. Vizcarra currently sits 9th. He's going to have to deal with a big slowdown. And he's just going to take that opportunity to duck down pit road. Along with Castillo. Francis Castillo in the pits. He was running 2nd. He's going to drop back to 3rd in GT3 as we watch Ray Dominguez. He's running around now in 7th. And Francis Castillo comes out of the pits in 4th in class.
Castillo's had some good runs so far. Finished 5th in week 3. 5th in the opening week at Sebring. Also pounded out a fourth place at Road America. And Jesus Enriquez to the grass.
He makes his way back out on the track. He'll run 14th now.
I did not know Mercedes-Benz made a lawnmower.
Just getting his donuts out of the way early. Looks like he locked up the brakes right here and slid right through that corner. But he got rolling again eventually.
But luckily nobody hit him as he did a 180 down there in the hairpin.
25 minutes down, 20 to go, and your leaders are still yet to make their pit stops, and we have seen that is the biggest cause of mistakes in this series so far. Here's Ray Dominguez. Kills a couple pylons, blows the corner. Doesn't make contact with anything and gets back after it.
That is a very tough corner. I mean, these guys are getting up to 180 miles an hour. And then you have to come from the tri-oval down onto the brake. And Campbell missed his pit stall, had to back up.
That's big.
Trevor's rolling already. Is it enough for Salazar to capitalize? We'll see Salazar. Looks like Salazar is already pitted.
Campbell's still going to come out of the pits in second. We'll see what the gap's looking like between him and Alex Trevor. Looks like it's going to be at least 10 seconds. Stabilizes at 8 seconds. Tyler Campbell 8 seconds back from Alex Trevor. Jaquez is another 2 seconds back from that battle. And Juan Salazar rides 6 seconds behind that in fourth. David Sharp, 5th. Ray Dominguez, 6th. Dominguez, Grullion, Walters, all on pit road. Walters is going to lose the lead to Sanchez. Sanchez will pick it back up. He'll move back into 6th overall. And Castillo is going to wind up 7th behind him.
Sanchez had pitted a few laps ago. So they come out in the same order they were running previously. There's Dominguez. You see him. Anthony James will get by. Anthony James has already pitted. I believe he towed early on after that contact. He didn't. He's definitely he's made up a lot of ground in that 216.
This is Luis Grullion, though, using up the back bumper of Anthony James. Taking a look to the left. Going to take a wide entrance to the corner. Hope to get a run down Sternhagen straightaway here. He's going to have to tuck in line. A couple car lengths behind.
Trevor fastest time of the race so far with a 140.77 second lap. That is over 3/10 of a second better than anybody else.
David Sharp up there, not the fastest lap times, but one of the most consistent in the class. He runs 5th. Excellent run for him. As Luis Grullion. 2 car lengths behind Anthony James. This is the race for 8th on the track.
It looks like James did
class.
make a pit stop. And it's going to be interesting to see James Grullion and Fernando Jaquez also were all on pit road or in their pit stall far less than anybody else.
And Anthony James blew that corner. He's going to lose a couple positions as Grullion and Dominguez blow by him.
Let's see what happens here, getting down into one. We saw him when he was getting lapped earlier tonight. Get into the pylons on driver's right. Again, it's just so tough to get that car woed up from 180 or so miles an hour down to 55, 60 miles an hour to make the left. Well, coming from the banking down onto the flat stuff. So it cost James a couple spots, a New England driver. He's driven cars in real life. Driven some NASCAR Weekly stuff. There's Raymond Dominguez in the BMW.
And Tyler Campbell's back down pit road. He's dropped back to 5th now. That leaves the cars on track. Alex Trevor, Fernando Jaquez, and Juan Salazar. 1, 2, 3. Christian Sanchez is going to move up to 5th overall. And Anthony James makes a move to the right side of Ray Dominguez. They make their way into the tri-oval. Anthony James will secure 8th place into turn 1.
Not sure what the reason was for that Campbell pit stop, but this changes everything.
Still, 14 points is a lot to make up in one race. Juan Salazar is going to have to get some work put in here. He's still 7 seconds back from 2nd place. That's Fernando Jaquez. And Tyler Campbell only dropped to 5th in class.
There's Sternhagen following Jaquez. Shifty sim racer. Him and Sternhagen have been going at it for almost half an hour now. There you see Donnie Hot Rod making a pass on Walters. And coming up behind one of the Porsches out of the Trevor Campbell stables. I'm not sure which one that is in front of him. Looks like Trevor. Donnie York. Sternhagen again. 0.8 of a second back of Shifty Sim Racer. Change to the Lambo for the Summer Series. Zach comes in at 9th in points.
Here's your leader, Alex Trevor. He's got an 11-second lead now on Fernando Jaquez. Couple of cars out back, no real pressure anywhere. He's just putting in time with 12 minutes left.
You're on board with Alex Trevor. Again, he had one getaway here back in the spring. A little bit of contact with Juan Sanchez. And ended up passing Luis Grillon for 2nd place in the late going.
And Alex Trevor had a plan coming into tonight. He said he wanted nothing to do with what happened last time out here. He was going to take the lead early and see nobody the entire race. It's working out so far for him.
Sanchez with a 19-second lead in class. He is crushing them here at Daytona tonight. Question is, can he make up 6 points on Walters?
Right now, Walters sits 4th in class. Currently, that would be enough to do it. Remember, though, there are point penalties based on X's and things of the sort. So as long as Christian Sanchez has kept that under the 5X, he sits in a good position right now.
I think he's got enough points right there to overtake Walters.
It's not over yet. Walters still all over the back of JP Alfonso here, putting the pressure on.
This battle right here could be for a championship.
Keep in mind, 50 points for a win, 45 for second, and 40 for third. So that's a 10-point swing between first and third.
That would be enough to do it for Sanchez. Alfonso, he's still fighting for a seat at the table too here. He wants to wind up third. There you see the gyro cam from Walter's car. He's chasing Alfonso, and if it's 50 points to win and 40 points to finish third, Walters better finish second.
He's got a lot of work to put in these last 10 minutes if he's got any shot at that. Again, he's still half a second back from JP Alfonso. That lead isn't growing any smaller.
He's about 30 seconds back of Castillo right now. So Walters, well, you can see some heavy damage to the front of that GT3 car as well. I think that might have been the first thing Martin Walters has hit all series long. He's been able to keep it pretty clean.
He's a lot faster than JP Alfonso through this infield section as soon as he gets out onto the speedway. He's just got no straight line speed to keep up with him. This is again the battle for 11th on the track right now.
Walters was one of those drivers in that lap 1 mishap through the S's. That's where he suffered that front end damage on his Porsche, and it is just killing him in a straight line. He'll do his best here, tucks in the line behind Fernando Jacques, trying to get a draft. Trying to stay with JP Alfonso, but it's tough with that front end. Having the aerodynamics of a brick. Oh, Alfonso made a mistake. You saw that out the windshield of Walters. Walters had to hang a sharp left to avoid running into Alfonso, but he picked up the spot. Last week's Nürburgring winner, sitting third in class, makes an error at the bus stop and loses his third spot to Martin Walters.
JP Alfonso's not done though. I would assume he got slowed down enough by driving through the grass. That probably took away his slowdown penalty. Don Hot Rod moves on to pit road. That makes this the battle for 10th now. Walters right behind JP Alfonso, all over that back bumper. And he takes a look to the right into turn 2.
Walters is going to do it, but my feeling is that even if he can pull off the pass on Alfonso, keep it right here, because you're going to see how much better this Porsche of Alfonso is once we get back out onto the super speedway. And you'll see where the aerodynamics of the brick, the front of Martin Walters' car, just does not slide through the air as smooth as Alfonso's car, with no real damage on it.
Alfonso just has to keep it as close as he can through the infield portion. Make sure he can get a draft as soon as they hit the banking. They make their way through turns 1 and 2.
Look at the gap just come down.
And Alfonso takes a look to the left. He's going to pass Mark Walters like he's tied to a post. Tucks in line in front. They make their way through the bus stop.
And now Walters has got an even bigger problem coming. He's got company up the back door. Oh, this would be a one of the leaders, not for position. This is Juan Salazar, who's 4 seconds behind Fernando Jaquez and sitting third right now.
And Salazar catching up might have actually helped. That draft from behind closed that gap up between Walters and JP Alfonso. Salazar takes position in front of them. Both of those cars let the leaders go. Salazar runs third.
So we're in the final few minutes, and the car coming out of pit road, Anthony James, my guess is, did not take enough fuel on stop number 1.
Salazar's around. Salazar goes around through turn 2. He'll get rolling again. Still third. Still 30 seconds behind him to David Sharp in fourth. No real issue. Didn't do a whole lot there, but he's going to have to catch up to those lap cars once again. In car of Juan Salazar. Over that to the left and then just got on the binders a little too hard, a little too late. And that car snapped around on him.
So he kept rolling, kept it out of the Armco. Still sits third overall. Again, 26 seconds ahead of David Sharp. Hey, good run for Sharp up into fourth. As you see, Walters and Alfonso still going at it. A lot of carnage here tonight. Only 19 cars left running. There's Walters trying to stay as close as he can through the NASCAR portion. I think he is better than JP through the infield section of the course. But again, that car is not working. Oh, JP Alfonso blew turn 1, gave up the spot. Walters into the top 10 again.
Now Walters is going to have to open it up enough here. Alfonso's feeling pressure from behind. Juan Salazar, he's caught back up to these two. Biding his time, being patient, can't make another mistake. Or if he can, he doesn't want to, of course. Walters and Alfonso, they follow Anthony James.
Some heavy traffic here. There could be lots of drafting. Right onto the high banks here this lap. Walters gets a run. I don't believe that's James. I believe that's another GT3 car.
And JP Alfonso with a huge run. He takes a look to the left. He's going to have position through the bus stop. Martin Walters backs out. Lets Alfonso have the spot. And here comes Juan Salazar on the high side. He's going to take them both in one shot. Gets past Walters. Gets past Alfonso. He'll duck in the line in front of these two.
Now let's see what Walters can do with Alfonso. This time down into one. Last time, JP got in too hot. Walters is right there on the bumper of the Porsche. Porsche on Porsche action through the infield.
Walters closed up the gap, couldn't do anything with it. It's a couple car lengths now. This is where he's going to have to make his move. We've got 1 minute remaining. And Juan Salazar goes around in the same spot again. Not too much of an issue. Lost maybe a second to David Sharp there. Same spot, just snapped around through the International Horseshoe.
Saw Alfonso was sideways going by the scene of the crime. And Walters with the run on Alfonso, but watch this. Alfonso, like he's got 75 more horsepower.
Walters on the left, Alfonso on the right. Alfonso's going to have to clear the pass. He does going into the bus stop. He's actually going to have a couple of car lengths going into the bus stop. Clean through there. Picked up a little bit of dirt on the right side. Shouldn't be a slowdown. He's going to pull away from Martin Walters. And they're coming to the white flag right now. We've just hit 45 minutes in this race. Fernando Jaquez is on pit road. That should move Juan Salazar up to second. Salazar. Just saw him flash by Jaquez as Jaquez leaves pit road.
Thought it was odd that James and Jaquez were a second and a half shorter than everybody else on pit road, and they both have had to pit for more petrol here in the late going. There's Jaquez. And here's Alfonso and Walter still going to town. Meanwhile, your leader is going through the bus stop for the final time. He is going to avenge his defeat from here in the spring. As you see Alfonso going back after Walters, this is going to be a great duel on the last lap. Your leader Trevor coming out of 4. He is going to take the win by 40 seconds over Juan Salazar. Alex Trevor has officially stomped him here tonight.
And the points battle is going to be close in GTE. It's all going to come down to who had how many X's. GT3 pretty much locked up.
What a battle to the line. Salazar on the outside. He is a lap ahead of JP Alfonso, and Alfonso will close the deal, third in class, 10th overall. Walters comes home 11th and will just come up short in the championship standings.
Salazar with the second place finish that should hit net him 45 points. And Tyler Campbell finishing 5th should have wound up with 33 points.
Well, the field just finishing up here, and we'll welcome in our winner, Dallas, Texas, Alex Trevor. You finally conquered Daytona, my friend.
Yes, sir. So I love this track.
And you stomped him today, a 40-second win. What was the key?
Just doing what I was supposed to all this time. Just no mistakes. Just keep it going.
How does it feel to close out the season with a win here tonight, and to close out the season on with a win at Daytona?
Daytona is a great track. You know, it feels good to finally get in a good solid win. I was hoping for a better fight from my partners behind, but it just stuff plays out. That's how it is.
Alex Trevor, your winner here tonight, last race of the season at Daytona. Welcome in Juan Salazar, the Florida Flash. Man, you were pushing out there, a couple spin outs late, but hey, a second place finish, nothing to thumb your nose at.
It was a weird one, you know. Alex and Tyler were flying. I don't know what happened to Tyler. I don't even know where he ended up. Alex just smoked everybody, and I couldn't keep it on track. So yeah, I don't know how I got second.
Hey, you won the series back in the spring, second in points here in the summer series. got to still be pretty pleased with that.
Listen, I had a lot of fun. The competition was pretty stiff with these two guys. Tyler and Alex. But yeah, I'm pretty happy. I had a lot of fun. That's what counts.
Good stuff. Juan Salazar, second place finish here tonight, and he will come home second in the season points. Now we'll welcome in Tyler Campbell, fifth place finish here this evening. And more importantly, my friend, you are the champion of the Summer Open Series.
Wow, just I don't even know what to say because I mean I'm pretty sure the points come down really, really close after that. I can't believe I sped in the pits, causing me to have to do a stop and hold in the pits for 40 seconds. That was a real kick in the pants for sure.
That was the actually I shouldn't say that. It hasn't been made official yet.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it'll come down to maybe 1 point. It's going to be
it's going to be
super close.
How big was that penalty? And what happened? Did you get off the limiter just too soon?
So I came down pit lane and locked up the brakes going into my stop because there's a bump in front of my pit that I was not expecting. And ended up missing my box, reversed, got into my position. Fernando, I think, undercut on fuel. I think he ended up having to pit at the end too. And so just I got all caught up in the moment, forgetting that it's been updated to a long pit exit rather than the previously short one. So I let off the pit limiter at where the old pit exit used to start. And so I basically got 50 meters of acceleration before I got thwacked with the black flag and realized my mistake.
Well, we'll hang tight. We're going to work on the points right now. We're going to see if we can get an update on where it shook out. But a great season nonetheless. Tell us about your first go round with the LATAM GP series and why all the other iRacers should be racing with us.
Well, there's a really large field with varying levels of talent, but everybody's here to have clean racing and to have a good time. So it was really nice to see the development from all drivers in the series, both from the front to the back. From the guys in the front, Juan, Alex, and Fernando are all really nice guys who have done a lot of practice to try to stay competitive, and it's made a very interesting series. And there have been similar battles all the way through the field. Every week, seeing in the Discord, it's really great to see the level of community engagement and how even drivers like who are in the midfield have really tight battles. I think it was like only 8 points that separated something like fourth to eighth position or something like that. Just a wildly close. So definitely a really great place for drivers of all skill levels to come and test their limits.
Good stuff. Tyler Campbell, a fifth place finish here tonight. Again, we'll just wait on that championship result to hear from the powers that be, but a good run this evening.
Thank you very much.
Now we'll welcome Fernando Jaquez into the broadcast booth. Do you have us, sir?
Hey, how you doing, guys?
I'm good. How are you? Good run for you here tonight.
Yeah, at least one podium in the championship, man. It was so hard to drive GTE cars. It's my first time, so it was pretty hard.
Hey,
Yeah.
tell us for all those iRacers out there watching, why should they be part of this league?
No, this league is very awesome. I like the people that race on it. Pretty good people, pretty good friends. I made some friends already here, and everybody loves to race. So I recommend everybody to come and race with us.
Good stuff, and a good run for you here tonight. It's got to be good to close out the season with a third place finish.
Yeah. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much.
Fernando Jaquez, one of our Florida drivers. A solid finish here this evening, and we'll welcome in David Sharp. David, we didn't get you much TV time tonight, but we were talking about you when you weren't on the screen. A solid fourth place run. You just kind of stayed out of trouble, kept your nose clean, eh?
Oh, absolutely. Best finish ever. And before I even go any further, I gotta thank Donnie Hot Rod Setups. I mean, the dude was a beast at getting this thing set up for me, and I'm just glad to have driven it this whole time.
Right on. Now, I saw on Facebook, Let's get away from racing for just a sec. Tell us about your roller coaster fetish.
Roller coaster fetish, dude. No, no, no. It's not a fetish. No, it's enthusiasm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I went on a event called Coaster Con, and that was a convention where roller coaster enthusiasts met up and rode roller coasters several days through a week. We went through 4 parks: Hershey Park, Dorney Park, Knoebels, and Dutch Wonderland. And there are a variety of activities that you can do. One of the activities I did was a video contest in which I made a story about my previous CoasterCon experience back in 2019, and that actually got second place in the contest. I actually have a plaque of it back in my own room. It was
Right on.
wonderful. Yeah, and it's also on the American Coaster Enthusiast YouTube page too, so you can also take a look at that as well.
Good stuff. Well, tell us about your. I mean, tonight wasn't much of a roller coaster, man. You just got up, hammered down, and kept your nose clean.
Yeah, it was. I think the hardest part was lap one. I was trying to escape all of that carnage and was able to get through that pretty easily. And after that, it was just keeping nose clean, just running my own race. Just the only way I could get myself defeated is to be defeating myself. So it was just a race between me and the track for most of the time. Funny enough, there was a time penalty given to me on the way I was going into the pits, so I thought, might as well go in, just get that dealt with first, and then get the pit lap in as well. It's a pretty good strategy.
David Sharp, a solid fourth place finish to close out our open summer season.
Yeah, thank you so much. This was a blast.
That's David Sharp. Again, fourth place finish here this evening. Now we'll welcome in Christian Sanchez, and we'll let Pueblo have a few words. Or Pablo have a few words with you. Pablo.
Y ahora pasamos la transmisión un momento al español Cristian Sánchez. Dominio absoluto acá en Estados Unidos. Coméntanos qué tal tu carrera.
Bueno, el comienzo fue medio apretado ahí con unos incidentes que hubieron ahí de carrera, pero después fue una carrera suave, en verdad.
La verdad, increíble. O sea, al inicio, claro, hubo bastante toquecitos ahí, justo por los que pasó con los GTE ahí, que se hizo una masacre. Parecía la película de Cars 1. Pero la verdad, increíble. Ya aprovechaste y ¡fum! Disparado. Así, sin nada.
Sí, aproveché la oportunidad que me pude despegar ahí para que no me cojan el draft.
Completamente.
Pude montar un ritmo bueno.
De verdad, te felicito. Y también cuéntanos más o menos al público, acá tus fans, hablantes del castellano acá, que lo llevamos el corazón. ¿Qué tal tu experiencia acá con nosotros, con Latam GP en sí, con el torneo en general?
Me gustó mucho la liga, es muy buena la organización. Pienso, si van a hacer otro campeonato, correr en los GT, porque me inscribí en los GT3, creyendo que iba a haber más coro en los GT3 que en los GT, pero fue al revés.
Efectivamente. Muchas gracias, Cristian, por estar acompañados, y créenos que dentro de poco voy a estar lanzando ahí novedades, ahí para el público también.
Ok.
Muchas gracias, Cristian. Thank you. I
Gracias
give you the
a usted.
word, Jamie.
Christian Sanchez, we believe our champion, and he overtook Martin Walters. And first of all, Martin, my first chance. Can you hear us here, Martin?
Yeah, perfect.
Hey, first of all, my first chance to watch you race the last 6 weeks. I can't tell you how impressed I am. The only mark I think I saw on your car was that Donnybrook tonight, where you just had nowhere to go. It's got to suck. Take us through your night right from there. And I mean, the thing just wasn't fast after that.
Yeah, today was a hard day. The first lap, well, when we had green light, I think Christian was sleeping in the straightaway, so I tried to overtake him, and then got caught up with the GTEs in the front, and I everything was, all the cars were bunched up, and I think there was an accident, and I hit a Porsche in front of me, and that took me like 10 kilometers off my top speed, and that was it for me.
We were watching. It was an absolute blast watching you and JP Alfonso race together. You were obviously quicker, but just once you got on the straightaway, that's where he just killed you.
Yeah, it was fun because I was getting really bored back there. So I think he made a mistake with the GTE, and so I tried to get as much draft as I could just to have a good fight and have a good time.
Hey,
But
a solid finish for you here tonight, despite the damage to your car. And like I said, a great season for you. You're going to come home second in points, but tell us about your second place finish and just being involved with the series for the last 6 weeks.
well, it's been great. You guys have done a great job here in the broadcast room and the racing. It's really fun. Um, Hoping to get back, maybe racing the GTE and still have a good time. But everything was very very nice. I liked it a lot.
Martin Walters, another tremendous finish here tonight. He's going to come home second in championship points. And now we'll welcome in a guy who had a decent run here tonight, 16th place for Donnie Hot Rod. What happened on that start? You were right in the eye of the storm.
The first start?
Yeah.
Well, I got into Anthony a little bit on entry, and which is my fault. And then I took it 3 wide. I knew I was a little bit quicker than those guys, so I just wanted to get ahead of them, and I could play a little bit of defense. The 16 Christian, he had a different idea, and rather than just give everybody a little bit of room, he just decided to wreck everybody. And then coming out of turn 3, he was starting to pass me again, and I just flat out dumped him.
Now we also saw you blow the horseshoe there. What happened there?
The horseshoe. That's turn 3, right?
Infield section.
Oh, I don't know. Probably I'm just me overdriving it because I was being an idiot.
Donnie, I'm not gonna lie, you're one of the guys that runs at the back of the pack. But tell us about being involved with the series and how much fun you're having with these guys.
I love racing with these guys. A lot of them aren't boneheads. I mean, there's a few that make me question certain things, but my short track background racing oval, it shows, and some of the guys love it. Some of the other guys don't, mainly the guys that are in the receiving end of my bumpers. Yeah, but I mean, there was a couple of times I overdrove the car, and I shouldn't have, because I've got hundreds of laps around here running the 24 hours of Daytona with you and with Jordan, and some of it just comes down to me not paying attention or me seeing the guys that are ahead of me and I'm catching them. I know at one point I think I was up to 4th or 5th, and then something happened. And even on the practice speed charts, I was 5th or 6th there for a while. And this was the one race I had circled on my calendar that I knew I was going to do good at, and I was really, really excited to come do. And it just sucks for the Delaware Speedway guys for the first lap, first turn mayhem got me.
Donnie York, always an entertainer, and always at the center of the lightning rod controversy.
I have no problem with that. I mean, where's the fun in racing if you can't spin some guys out?
Well, another Don York moment, Jordan. I guess that'll wrap it up. That'll wrap it up from Daytona. I am still not sure. Maybe we'll slip out to the admin channel.
I believe by my count, Tyler Campbell is going to hold on to it by 2 points, but it's all going to depend on counting up those 5x penalties. If there were any other penalties that could come into play there.
We're just waiting on the final championship total. We got the accounting staff of Dewey, Screw and Howe working the numbers right now. And we'll be back with the final championship totals in just a minute.